Welcome back to the Holy Huddle with your host Ethan Mailer and Drew Geltmeyer.
So.
And today we are recapping week 2 and looking forward to week 3. And we made some predictions last week. Some of them held, some of them didn't. We had some crazy things happen this week.
You already believe it's week 3 now?
Oh yeah, I don't believe it, guys. Weird. It's weird. It's strange. But I really want to start off with the opening slate of that weekend. Baylor at 11 a.m. goes into SMU and takes them down in double.
It's good. Hawkins wins it for the Bears. And the streak continues. 14 straight wins for the Bears.
Overtime.
No, I was going to say about that game, because I predicted SMU to win, and I was at the A&M game, and I was keeping track on my phone of what the score was, and kept checking. And I was like, oh man, Baylor's keeping themselves in the game there.
We were down with like 14.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, so no, all hope is lost anymore. Okay, so
yeah, and we sort of righted the ship. Sawyer Robinson passed for 440 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Won the AP Player of the Week because of that.
That dude to me is insane. Isn't that his second 400-yard passing?
Yeah.
Game.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's just ridiculous.
Definitely
but
crazy.
SMU gave up a hell of a fight. SMU fought hard.
Yeah.
They made it a very challenging game. It was a great game, probably the game of the week, to be honest, in terms of results-wise.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I'll just read you the team stats real fast. So Baylor had 601 total yards of offense, which is really good. They threw the ball for 440 yards. They rushed the ball for 161, and they averaged around 6.4 yards a play. And then SMU, so there was no defense in this game whatsoever, clearly.
An old-fashioned Big 12 showdown.
So SMU had 458 of total offense, passed the ball for 295. They rushed it for 163, and they had around 6.9 yards of play. Yeah, like we said, there was no defense in that whatsoever.
We had as low as a 1.8 win probability in that game, and we pulled it out.
Hey, that just goes to show that nobody ever knows, you know?
Yeah, nobody ever knows.
You can make all the predictions in the world, but sometimes it's just, you got to play the game, you know?
Yeah, you really do. This is a big win for Baylor. Obviously, they're not ranked, but
yeah,
I ought to send that SMU kicker a gift basket because that kick he missed in overtime, I really appreciate it, bro.
Kick is up. Looks like it's going to be wide right. The Bears have an opportunity. And the fans.
Well, and not just that. For me, looking at what Baylor has in front of them, especially for the goals that they have this year, like, even though I didn't choose them to win, that's a pretty big win for them if you look at what they're trying to accomplish. Because if they would have lost this game and started 0-2, I can guarantee you Dave Aranda you'd be feeling it. You know?
You'd be feeling it for sure.
But just a quick joke, you know, we were talking about earlier this week about that guy kicking the 300K field goal at game day.
Yeah.
We said that I think SMU needs that guy. So, and maybe we can put it in maybe a little.
Aiming left and good luck, Jack. You ready? Jack.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money.
Dollar.
But I also said, where's his scholarship and some NIL cash for him?
He got his bag. He definitely got his bag, bro. He definitely got his bag. He definitely got his bag for sure.
Oh yeah, all the propositions.
But yeah, I love it. A walk-on had a pick in our game.
That's awesome.
A former walk-on, I think.
Last week he carried 8 times for 42 yards. This time Jennings is going to throw. He goes to the end zone and intercepted. Jacob Redding picks it off.
Think, but he had a pick, made a big play. Former
Yeah.
Alabama receiver Kobe Prentice went off. Josh Cameron went off. I got to give credit to Kevin Jennings too. He had a really good game. He threw for 3 touchdowns, 16 for 22. EJ Harden, their running back, had a really good game. It was honestly an offensive game of the century.
Yeah. Well, and I like what Kobe Prentice, that Alabama transfer. He's got some real speed.
Mm-hmm.
He's really twitchy. But yeah, Robertson he passed for 440, so almost 500 yards, 4 touchdowns. He was 34 of 50, so the guy just keeps racking up numbers. And then on the other end, I know I talked to you about this, but Coach Aranda, man, we got to get that defense fixed.
And then Florida State comes and brings in their best wide receivers.
And look at this guy.
I don't know what he's calling.
What's he calling on 3rd and 27?
It looks like the All-Star Special at Waffle House.
I think it is a Waffle House menu.
Yeah, dude.
And let me just tell you this. Baylor's offense, I think, is fine. That's not the issue. If Baylor can just tighten up some things on defense and just not even have an elite defense, just have a defense that can just get 3 and outs consistently and just being just doing your job. This is a team that I think would have beaten Auburn if y'all had a defense, in my opinion. And just going down the stretch, if y'all just fix that defense, because your offense they won the game for y'all. So if y'all can just hone in on defense and just fix the mistakes that they're having, Baylor can for sure win the Big 12. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, I think we got a decent shot at winning the Big 12 if that defense can tighten up. But, the Big 12, it's the wild, wild west out there. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I really want to move on to the Mississippi State-Arizona State game.
Plays to get 9 yards to keep the game going. Pressure was picked up. Chapin, wide open, caught across the middle. Thompson, touchdown.
That was
baby.
quite a game from Drew and a hell of a prediction by Drew. Saying Mississippi State would go take him down. Blake Shapen, the former Baylor quarterback, while we're still on this topic, won the game for them on a deep ball.
Yep.
To go ahead, a 59-yard touchdown pass to win the game, to go ahead and take down the Sun Devils.
I called it, baby. I said Jeff Levy was going to get it done at home, and he sure did. But yeah, that was, because I watched some of the highlights, that was a really good game. Blake Shapen, 3 touchdowns, passed for nearly 300 yards. He was 19 of 33. So team stats. So Mississippi State had 345 of total offense. They passed the ball for 279. They rushed the ball for 66 yards, so not that much. But they averaged around 5.5 yards of play. Arizona State had 333 total yards of offense. They rushed the ball for 82 yards, which kind of see the correlation there. But they passed the ball for 82 yards. Rushing the ball, they had 251 on the ground. And then they averaged around 4.5 yards of play. But what I find interesting, I don't get how you can rush for 251 yards and still lose the game.
That's tricky. That's tricky.
You don't see that a whole lot. Usually it's the other way around, where the team rushes down your throat. Usually it's the other team getting the win. But
but Sam Levitt threw 2 interceptions, and I think that's what really cost them the game in the end of it. And I think this is still really a good Sun Devils team. I think they got some thinking to do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Definitely some thinking, reflecting. We'll see what happens.
Well, and the good thing for them is they're 1-1. They lost to an SEC team, so that doesn't count against them in conference play. So I don't think they should be worried.
No, I don't. I don't think they should be worried at all.
But I tell you what, and I said this in the offseason, I thought Mississippi State was going to be, improved. That's a big win for Mississippi State, considering they went 2-10 last year.
Yeah. That's huge. That's huge for them.
They didn't beat a single ranked team last year. They didn't even win a conference game last year.
No, you're right. You're right.
So for Mississippi State to beat a top 15 team in Game 2 of 2025. That's pretty dang good.
The ceiling is, I mean, their ceiling is pretty high right now, and you're pretty high on them in the preseason. So I'd love to see where this goes for them. Yeah, Iowa State.
Yeah.
Iowa State.
What a day in Iowa. What a game. 16-13, the final.
State was another close, defensive, gritty battle.
Boring.
Yep. Well, and I think we both knew coming into the game, in my opinion, like before they played, I thought that Iowa State just had too much offense for Iowa to really kind of, what's the right word, like be on the same level with that. Their defense, though, is really good, in my opinion. And so, yeah, I mean, it was 16-13, defensive game. It's a rivalry game, so you're going to expect scores like this. I didn't think it was going to be a blowout whatsoever. I thought they were going to put up more points. I thought Iowa State, I mean, they're 3-0, so they're climbing up there.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I love Iowa State for the rest of the season in the Big 12. This game is always close.
yeah.
And Iowa State really showed that they have a defense. I think that's what they really showed in this game. They showed resilience. They showed fight. And that's what I think it's going to take to get through their Big 12 schedule.
Yeah, and I think they can be a really good team down the stretch.
I think so, too. I really, really think so, too.
I mean, looking at the team stats, so Iowa State had 238 total yards of offense. They passed the ball for 134, which you would expect going into it. They rushed the ball for over 100 yards, 104 to be precise. And then they averaged around 4.2 yards a play. And then Iowa, they had 214 total yards of offense, so not bad. They passed the ball for 83. They had 83 passing yards, which is, kind of, it's not on the same level. But they did run the ball for 131 yards, and they had around 3.4 yards per play. So, yeah.
Yep. And now moving on to the game of the week.
Yeah.
The Michigan versus Oklahoma.
Pressure. Mateer escapes and slings it downfield in a traffic catch made. Satania.
Oklahoma, and this went exactly how I expected. No excitement from that standpoint. Oklahoma took care of business at home.
Yeah.
Exactly what I thought. I thought, maybe Bryce Underwood had a little bit of a chance, but, it's a freshman going into a hostile environment that is the Oklahoma Sooner Stadium.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was kind of worried about too, because I mean that's his first true road test, and I think I don't know,
he's still going to be good. Don't get me wrong, Bryce Underwood is still going to be a phenomenal quarterback.
Yeah. Well, John Mateer, I thought he played really well. I thought the line of scrimmage for Oklahoma really did a really fantastic job. I thought they controlled the line of scrimmage for most of the game, which I think was good to see. I guess some team stats. Dang. Yeah, Oklahoma, man, they racked it up offensively. They had 408 total yards of offense. They passed the ball for 270. They rushed the ball for 138. They had 5.5 yards of play. Michigan, they did solid, but Oklahoma doubled. Michigan had 288 total yards of offense. They passed the ball for 142. They actually ran the ball for 146, and then they averaged around 5.1 yards of play. So, yeah, definitely I think Oklahoma just overpowered them.
Yep, and that's the case. John Mateer looks really good. Those 2 interceptions that he's had in these 2 games don't look amazing, but he continues figuring out ways to win.
And I think yeah.
Go ahead. Finish.
I was going to say, I think Oklahoma really has a strong chance of being undefeated before playing Texas in Red River. The only game if they do pull up, trip up, maybe it might be against Auburn, but
yeah.
I'm not sure about that game quite yet, but they have a good chance of being undefeated prior to Texas. So, yeah.
Yep. And now it's time to go to the games of Week 3.
Yeah.
Let's see the games of Week 3, and we chose 3 games, I believe, right?
I believe you are correct on that.
So let's get to I think really the first one that sticks out to me personally, we'll go ahead and start off with the ranked showdown. We'll start with South Florida and Miami.
Yeah, yeah.
What
We
do
didn't
you, yeah.
we didn't even mention that.
South Florida got a upset over Florida the other week, and we should mention this honestly. We should touch up on it.
Yeah.
Billy Napier's on the hot seat, and South Florida is rising like crazy.
20-yard field goal attempt from the middle of the field. Dramatica for the win, and there it is. 18-16, the final score, and the Bulls explode off the bench.
Yeah.
And their rise has been quite nice to see, especially with QB Byron Brown. With 2 wins over ranked teams, I just think that's truly special for them.
Well, and when I was watching the game too, because I saw, because I didn't watch the full first half of it, but I saw at halftime it was 9-6. I'm like, what the heck? Like that's kind of weird. Like, what's going on? And so later on, I saw that Florida lost, and I was like, dang, I would not want to be playing South Florida right now. They pulled an App State when they beat A&M a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But no, I think. But so I think Miami is better than Florida in a lot of ways right now. I don't really expect South Florida to beat Miami, in my opinion. I think they would make even more headlines, I'll just say, if they beat Miami. I'll just say that. It's certainly possible, but I think I got the Hurricanes in the flash.
Okay. So I like your prediction there. Byron Brown has been an elite dual threat the whole season. 473 passing yards, 109 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 passing touchdown. He's been borderline elite this year.
Yeah.
In both aspects of the game. Carson Beck, he's been surgical. 42 for 55 with 4 touchdowns this year.
Yeah.
Very, very surgical. Now, do I think South Florida is going to pull this out? Probably not, because they're honestly playing with house money. I'd love to root for them. I'd love to see them win the game. My logic, everything has me saying Miami's going to win, especially with that win over Notre Dame. They proved how good of a team they are there. I just don't see South Florida having the talent to match up with Miami. I think South Florida is really going to keep it close, though. They'll keep it within 10.
Yeah, and even if Miami does beat South Florida does not need to drop out of the top 25.
No, they don't. They deserve to be there.
I would even argue too, if they lose. Now, if it's a blowout, voters do what they do. But if it's a really close game, I would still keep them at like 18 or maybe drop them down 1. But
yeah,
I still think that they're top 20.
Yeah, I think so.
Just who they've beaten so far.
So I look at this game. Notre Dame's at home, but they've already shown how human they can be with that loss to Miami. A&M, they haven't really played anybody. Let's be honest, Drew. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Y'all haven't played anybody serious. Y'all played the Roadrunners and the Aggies in Utah. That's nothing special. Notre Dame, they played one game. They played one game against Miami at Miami, and it was a close game. CJ Carr looked decent.
Yeah.
I'll say he looked decent. And I think that run game for Notre Dame could get back on track this game. I love the Aggies too, but I really don't know. I want to hear your take first.
So, I totally hear what you're saying. For me, this is by far one of A&M's toughest games of the season. It's at 6:30. It's going to be prime time that night. You know South Bend's going to be going crazy. You know Touchdown Jesus is going to be going crazy. You know Marcus Freeman's going to be going crazy. You know his whole team's going to be going crazy. Expect them to give Jeremiah Love a ton of carries. I'll just say this. If Jeremiah Love goes off and has over 100 yards, Notre Dame's going to win the game.
Yes, I absolutely agree.
But on the other side of things, you have Texas A&M, who has Marcel Reed. Marcel Reed is a really difficult quarterback to game around. He's a dual threat guy.
Absolutely.
He's a dual threat guy. He can use his legs. His arm has gotten better the past. I know that A&M hasn't played tremendous talent, but if you watch his highlights, his passing ability has improved and gotten better. I take this into consideration. Last year, keep in mind, Connor Wigman was the starter. Marcel Reed wasn't even the starter. Reed comes in his first collegiate start ever. He goes into the Swamp and beats Florida. And I get Florida wasn't a very good team then, but the Swamp is still an extremely tough place to play.
Yeah, I absolutely freaking agree.
And he got the job done. Mike Elko, he's going to have his team ready, but Notre Dame, I feel like, has the edge, but give me the Aggies.
Okay, I like that one. I definitely like that take, but you were wrong last week about Baylor. So you know what? I think the Aggies not playing too stiff competition that hasn't really prepared them for Notre Dame. Notre Dame playing stiff competition, it's prepared them for a moment like this. Give me Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. All right. Marcel Reed, baby. Let's go. Reed option.
Yeah.
Get that run game going, baby.
And now we're gonna go with. We'll go ahead and add the Clemson-Georgia game on there.
Yeah, Georgia Tech.
But yeah, we'll go Clemson, Georgia Tech, and then we'll throw the game of the week.
Yeah.
Tennessee and Georgia on there.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech has looked, they've looked beatable, but so has Clemson. Georgia Tech has been just figuring out ways to win. And that's what I think Brent Key's team does. They just figure out ways to win. They beat Colorado by 7. They beat Gardner-Webb 59. This is going to be a close matchup if Haynes King is healthy.
It's going to be a dogfight.
If Haynes King is healthy, I see this being a phenomenal game. I see this being one of the games of the week because Clemson has looked especially weak recently after that loss to LSU. After that loss to LSU, they've not looked quite like the same team as they did last year. Let's just be completely honest. They have not looked amazing.
Yeah.
And they're playing at Bobby Dodd Stadium. I really, really love the Yellow Jackets in this situation. I really love for them to run the ball, run it down their throat, do what they do best. Give me the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets over the Clemson Tigers.
Okay. So another upset, huh? Another upset. Well, to me, again, I think for me, this is kind of like flip a coin situation. Well, literally, but just from what I saw, just from what I saw from that Troy game that Clemson had, it really had me. I was confused, but I'm also like a little bit worried because if they can't get some things fixed this week, that's going to come back to bite their ass, and Georgia Tech will win. But at the same time, Clemson, I know Dabo Swinney has been in this situation before where his teams haven't looked great one week, and then they really get their mojo going and they start rolling.
But Georgia Tech is a really good team.
But I was about to say, Haynes King has played fantastic. Even though they lost a tough game against Colorado.
They beat Colorado, actually. You said they...
Yeah, sorry. They beat Colorado. Whatever. They beat Colorado with 3 turnovers. But give me the Tigers to go on the road and beat the Yellow Jackets.
Okay, you got them covering. I like it. I like the prediction. Especially because I think Dabo Swinney is a great leader. He'll figure it out. When it really comes necessary. Yeah. The Yellow Jackets are loaded with talent. I just see them winning. Yeah. So let's go with the game of the week. Georgia and Tennessee. A good old-fashioned SEC showdown. College game day is going to be there. It's going to be an amazing game to watch.
Yep.
So let me tell you what I think about this game personally. Yep. Joey Aguilar has looked amazing in the 2 games that he's played. App State transfer Joey Aguilar. They're playing at Neyland Stadium. Georgia, they looked a little human against FCS Austin Peay last week. It's only 28-6. Still a win by a decent margin. I mean, you're an SEC school. You should really dominate an FCS school. Tennessee, they've obviously handled their business. They've obviously beat Syracuse in week 1, and they beat ETSU in week 2 by a lot. This Tennessee offense is good, but they are out 2 cornerbacks this Saturday. They are out 2 of their starting corners, which is going to be a challenge, especially dealing with Zachariah Branch and Nate Frazier. This offense is going to be good. I promise. This offense is going to score points against Tennessee. And Georgia was probably a little thrown off by all the weather stuff going on, whatever. But yeah, I really like Tennessee. I know it's at Neyland. Man, I'm actually really, really split on this. But give me the Dogs. I'm going the Dogs. I just think, that offense is going to be good, and Tennessee's really going to be missing those 2 corners.
All right. Well, Georgia is on an 8-game winning streak against the Volunteers. That started all the way back in 2017. In fact, their last win against Georgia came in that Hail Mary from Joshua Dobbs to Jawan Jennings in the remaining minutes in Vince Dooley Field. And so there's only one team I got. Who's that coming down the track? It's a mean machine
in the red and black.
And nothing
Finer in the land than a drunk, obnoxious Georgia fan. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Dog.
Go Dogs. Kick 'em. Give me Tennessee to knock off the Georgia Bulldogs at home for the first time.
Oh man, that's
Got
a
'em.
hot take.
Got
That's
'em.
hot.
I call the
went
Dogs
straight off the griddle.
Smokey, baby. Smokey and the Tennessee Volunteers upset the Georgia Bulldogs at home for the first time in I don't know how many years. Let's go, baby.
I love it. Okay. Yeah, but outside of that, I really don't have anything else. There's some headlines that y'all probably have seen happen. Lots of upsets this week. And college football is only going to continue to get better, baby. We're only week 3 into the season, so let's see how this stuff goes.
See how it goes.
Yeah. I'm Ethan Mailer, and that was Drew Geltmeyer. This is the Holy Huddle, and this is Ethan Mailer signing off.
And this is Drew signing off. We'll see y'all next episode.